Hey Kristen, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So I want to say thank you for asking me to help you along your fitness journey. So first we can just start and you can just tell me about some of the goals that you have for yourself.
Okay, so basically since I retired from soccer not too long ago, it's just been hard to find the motivation to continue exercising and running the way I would have been. So I just want to get back into running over the next few weeks.
Okay, cool. Well, before we start, I'm going to give you our PAR-Q form, which is the Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire, just to make sure that you are cleared for activity.
Okay.
So first, has your doctor ever said that you suffer from a heart condition or that you should only do physical activity that's recommended by your doctor?
No.
Okay. Do you ever have any pain in your chest?
Here I am asking Kristen the remaining questions of the PAR-Q form. I recorded no for all of the questions I asked to her, and I put all of this information in the subjective portion of my SOAP note.
Heart condition?
No.
Okay. And last question, do you know of any other reason that you should not be doing physical activity currently?
No.
Okay, great. So I have all of your responses here. And so the next step of this process is I'm going to take your heart rate and I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Form. So now we're going to get into our objective measurements. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take your heart rate. So you can just rest your hand here. I'm going to have my timer. So we are going to take your heart rate. So you can just make sure that your arms are relaxed.
So here I am listening to Kristen's heart rate for 15 seconds, and then I will multiply that number by 4 so I can get her complete 60-second heart rate.
Okay, good. So I'll tell you. So right now your heart rate's at 64 beats per minute. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Here I am placing the cuff on Kristen's left arm. I'm also trying to make sure that it's neither too tight or too loose because that could skew the results. I'm also making sure that her arm is placed above or at the level of her heart so it also doesn't skew results. And then I'm just taking her blood pressure, making sure that she is clear for physical activity.
Okay, perfect. You have a blood pressure that is in your ranges. So with that and your heart rate, you're cleared for activity.
Great.
So, based on Kristen's subjective answers on her PAR-Q form, as well as her objective measurements of her cardiovascular system, she is clear for activity. So, Kristen's goal is to increase her endurance and get back into exercising a little bit more consistently. So, I decided to use the 1 mile walk test as her objective endurance measurement because I think it could obtain good baseline data that is specific to her goal. So I explained what the 1 mile walk test was and the components that I needed from her so I can calculate her VO2 max. I told her how after walking a mile, she needs to have a heart rate of 120 or above. I talked to her about what rate of perceived exertion was and how I would ask her that at the end of the test. And so I explained the score between 6 to 20 and explained that system so she wouldn't be confused once I asked her that. And then I also told her that once she finished, I needed to immediately take her 10-second heart rate. And so in the next clip, that is what I'm doing at the end.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you what your rate of perceived exertion is from 6 to 20. What would you say you are right now? 7. Okay, great. So now I'm going to take your heart rate. Come closer. Okay. So just relax and I'll take your heart rate.
completed the 1 mile walk test. I calculated her VO2 max, and that was 43, and this places her in the good category of the VO2 max chart. And that is some good baseline data, because as my client's goal is to increase endurance and get back into exercising, I plan to transition her from the good category to the excellent category. So for my client's home exercise program, I told her that she should walk 1 mile 3 times a week at 14:30 or below. Her time for the 1 mile walk test was 15 minutes. So I really feel like if she can do 14:30 or below, this will be challenging her and helping her cardiovascular and overall body endurance. I also told my client that she should be doing some lower extremity strengthening exercises. So I told her to do 3 sets of 10 bodyweight squats as well as lunges, and this will also aid in her low extremity endurance and her overall endurance.